The No Normies Podcast.
So,
Jim, is that you? Jim?
I want to say your name's Pete. It's been a while. Don't know who you are.
It's been a while.
Oh, Brad, you've been down the cellar for months.
I'll just scrape this mold off my taint. Okay.
Let me help you out there. Oh, but you've been under there. You've been under the floorboards that long?
My good boy, what day is it, my good boy?
Why? It's 2018.
No! Okay. Oh. All right, we'll address it. We've been gone. You've missed us. There it is.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, I think
we've been gone. You haven't missed us. There it is.
we've missed us.
Yeah.
I've missed you.
No, I missed you.
I missed you more.
You hang up. Hello?
I did.
Yeah, so we're back. We kind of had a hiatus for a while. Just busy, just mostly busy, just doing life stuff.
So busy with stuff.
Brad here has a new job.
Yeah. I got a new job. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'll own that. I'll own the positivity. I got a new job in the art world.
Yep.
And it's good.
That's rad. Yeah, and with me, I'm still working the same old job. But furthermore, it's been a while, and a lot has happened since we've been off the air. Meaning a lot, not good stuff. Mostly
the world has changed.
The world is even more on fire. This garbage dump is.
It was on fire. California was on fire.
That's right. So a couple months ago,
was it August?
It was, I think, August. Up past Marin and more in the vineyards area, the Napa.
Oh, Napa's a cinder right now.
Napa's ash.
Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah, a really ashy wine.
That happened. And that was going down. That was going on for around 2 weeks, I think.
2.5. Yeah.
Just
and we could smell it, and it hurt. It hurt walking outside. You were like walking into just like a dust storm of just smoke.
Our office building was handing out, face masks because we couldn't breathe. It got we have like our circulation for air, the ventilation, like it's totally sealed off. Usually we have like internal fans.
Yeah,
but it still somehow creeped into the floors. Like,
well, it's nuts that San Francisco got the most of like the wind coming over there.
Yeah,
and like over on my East Bay, like we would smell it, and then during like the middle of the day, the winds would take it, and like we're kind of in the middle of like the foothills, so we're in a valley of like just moving air, so it would like blow off.
Yep.
And then you would get at the end of the day in Oakland.
Oh, it's just like my apartment's basically like it settles in the bottom of a hill, so all the smoke collects, so it just becomes a gray mound of dust.
Yeah, I can imagine you probably like could see it in the air.
I could see it, I could taste it. It was shitty, man. It was bad.
Yeah, so shit was on fire.
The shit was on fire, and then
it was fire, man.
And then the whole Weinstein thing happened, which was like a domino
effect. He burned somebody alive.
He also caused fires to happen.
Dude, the entire landscape of entertainment
Hollywood
is changed. Like, can you even imagine what the next like Oscars or Critics' Choice are going to look like without like a lot of these people?
They're going to have to
ridiculous.
Stop giving out like phallic Oscar statues.
Yeah,
because even that's sexual harassment now.
A real redesign.
It's like, and they fucking should just burn to the ground. It's fucking gross because like the Weinstein thing happened, and I was like, that's what a fucking monster. And then of course when you're watching a show. And that show you find out it has a sexual predator on it. You're like, I feel so bad for those people, but fuck that guy because now I can't watch the rest of my goddamn show.
Look, I was really involved. I mean, you and I were heavily stocked up in Louis C.K. jokes.
Yeah, and
now that is worthless. So
it's like you kind of feel like
our portfolios are really rough.
Our Louis C.K. jokes are no longer the stock in Louis C.K. has gone down.
And again,
investments.
I think in the long run he'll probably come back at some point. I mean,
I don't really want him back though. That's the thing.
I don't know though because
hearing that.
I mean, remember when what's his name? Mad Max, fucking
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, remember when he did his like anti-Semitic?
Yeah, it took 11 years for Hollywood to forgive him.
Horseshit.
It's just like,
yeah, and he's barely coming back, but he's coming back and shit. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, but yeah, it's awful. Yeah, just
and fucking
him.
Like the one like Kevin Spacey was a huge like. Because I always thought Kevin Spacey was a good actor. I liked what he was in.
Yeah.
He was like a top actor, and then you're like, oh shit,
He's a monster.
he's a monster.
Yeah, and I think that's the peak, like, of just like of the creepiness. I mean, if you have to like measure it, Kevin Spacey's really. I mean, he's a great actor.
It's like
he's
you
a
have the
great
Weinstein
rapist.
level, Weinstein level, which is the top monster. Then you have like the below him is the Spacey level.
I don't know. I think Spacey's above him because he was a pedophile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's just like a notch above.
And then his response to that
he's
was
the greatest monster of our time.
he's
Jim.
the greatest. And the monster war goes to.
But then
like,
again, so was Roman Polanski. So again,
that guy fucking jumped ship and got the fuck out of the
yeah, but
US.
everybody celebrates him still, and I don't
That's
think
weird.
anyone's even talking about him either, too. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, could you really trace all this to like with
Burris, am I saying that right? Hannibal Burris. He, since he had more
Hannibal
of a,
Burris. Let's call the whole thing off.
Hannibal bore you to death.
Yeah.
No, I think it was definitely that move that started the domino effect.
Yeah,
I think because I think at that time, was he on Broad City? Was he already making he was famously known. He was known in the comedy world for sure. And that just he just said that one time at a show about he wanted to speak out about Cosby.
Yeah, and then it just rolled, and I think it's also it's a good time in society that like now people are fucking listening to women and they're believing them. So it's just it's so sad that we had to take it up to this point. I'm like my sisters and my mother are like we'll talk about it sometimes. And they're just like, this fucking happens, and I'm like, really? They go, yeah, it does.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh fuck,
it's fucking.
We are trash.
yeah. It's like we're just not. It's like not just being not aware about shit. It's just the worst thing ever because you feel just like because it's like of course it's happened. It's gotta be happening. It's just like
and I don't want to make it about me. I'm just saying like it's really awkward to be
talking about himself.
Okay, if I could be about me for a second here, let's focus on me again. Okay, and it was like I feel bad walking around just being like, yeah, I'm a white male. I'm sorry. And I'm already apologetic about who I am as a person.
Sorry.
Like not to mention
we'll come into rooms and we'll just say sorry about stuff. Sorry.
I'll leave. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about leaving. I'm sorry about I'm just sorry.
But it's like it goes back to just again it sucks.
Back to your fat mama.
Back to your fat mama. It just sucks. Like you'll be watching. I've talked to a lot of my friends, males and females, about like, hey, let's watch that movie that we both really love, and then we'll watch and be like, oh shit, okay, this is tainted.
Are you noticing that?
This.
Yeah, like old Simpsons
tainted.
episodes and like old like old movies. And you're just like, oh, you're just like now that I know stuff and stuff. That's kind of dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
glad I never watched Blazing Saddles until I was an adult. So I'm just like, oh, that's pretty harsh shit.
Yeah. It's
but I just I don't want to be that sensitive as well too, but about comedy, and I don't want to censor it. But at the same time, I'm just like, oh, a lot of that is fucked up. Yeah. Like I watched when we were watching Trading Spaces at in the holidays with my friends. Like, how many times did we have to see Jamie Lee Curtis take her top off? I'm just like, that's not a lot of egregious. Just like we didn't need that
for
scene.
No reason.
We didn't need that scene.
There'll be parts where someone's like just picking up like the trash and they're topless. It's like why?
Yeah. It's just like, oh, that's a Weinstein move there. Yeah.
That is a Weinstein move. That's a Weinstein.
He's now become a verb. Yeah,
just gross. And it's like a lot of directors were coming forward about like I kind of knew about this, or the directors who didn't know about it. Like I thought that what Kevin Smith was pretty cool about how he explaining that he was
as you can see is like how some people it's just like you see it's affected many people, and it to see Kevin like also like talk very much about it from his heart, and like
Kevin Smith's the director.
Yeah, he breaks down and he's just like I'm like he started crying.
He wants to cleanse his films basically. Because it's just because Weinstein's name is on it doesn't mean he did anything to contribute other than money.
But at the same time, it's a pivotal part of Kevin's like how he got famous. So
yeah,
like,
totally.
I could totally tell. Just like I can't even imagine how you can feel about that. But yeah,
I did see a really cool article about there was a vlogger from SF. She wrote about basically it's saying coming to terms that knowing that like monstrous men have made some really good material, and she proved some. It was really interesting to read because she explains how
you know the name.
I have no idea.
We'll put it in the link.
We'll put in the link if I remember, but it was a really good article explaining, like, yeah, there's some poisonous, monstrous people, males, and maybe females out there, too, have created, like, really good work. And just, like, that's the weird double-edged sword. That's the balance between these people are monsters, but they have made some things I really enjoyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's
and-
up to that person to realize, like, okay, is this tainted now? Do I like this? Can I like this? Mm-hmm. So it's a weird,
Yeah, so exactly, like, I didn't delete or throw out any of my, like, Louis C.K. stuff. I've taken a long break from it, but it's just like, how much can you be comfortable with the material that you enjoy?
And now that material has seemed even like you were saying, now it's like those jokes are like, oh God. Like,
yeah.
It's like almost like he's almost like a serial killer that's trying to, like, I did it. I'm trying to give you hints that I've done it. Like,
he's the Zodiac.
He's
just
the
like,
Zodiac. He's the
right
Zodiac. Oh my God.
He's the Zodiac of dick jokes, yeah.
It's a shame. It's a real shame. And like each day, more and more things get popped up. Bottom line is, guys, don't fucking do this shit.
Don't
stop.
Take your dick out
Keep
and
your
don't
dick
touch
in your
people.
pants. Keep your dick in your pants.
The more you know.
More you know. Just dicks, like censored dicks, come pop up around our heads.
It's just rainbows of dicks. Yeah.
Rainbows of dicks. But also, not like, okay, we talked about that terrible shit that happened. What's other terrible shit that's happened?
Segue.
You know what? Let's not go.
You know what else is terrible?
What?
It's the new Star Wars.
Okay, you went for that. Huh?
You're damn right I did, because it's fucking awful.
Okay, this is big because for once a long time, me and Brad did not agree on like a movie, which is, we see a lot of movies together.
Yep.
And usually we have like the same, like, okay, we look at each other. We're very. By the way, if you go to the movies with us, it's a trip. Because
we're pretentious as fuck.
We're super fucking pretentious, like over the top. Like, people leave the theater when we sit down and like start talking. But yeah, we sat down, we watched it, and I remember like I watched the movie. And so the movie ended. People were clapping or not clapping. I was clapping. I stopped clapping. I look over and Brad's just staring at me with like just like
breathing
are you fucking
hard.
serious?
The hate is swelling in you now. Strike me down with it. Give in to your anger.
And then, we got into it, but let's get into it now. So,
okay. Counterpoint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Again, it was made up of bits and story bits. The movie was made up of parts of
Legos.
Yes. Well, they're
Building
definitely
blocks.
going to make that. It was made up of bits of The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi,
Yep.
and a death scene from the New Hope, the first three. And it was nothing, all the story, like the beats were just that. And I could feel that again. And look, they did it for The Force Awakens, and I can understand using that crutch as that crutch, but it just felt lazy to me.
Yeah. And we're talking about, by the way, spoilers, of course, huge fucking spoilers, and it's Last Jedi. We're talking about The Last Jedi.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker sexually assaults
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Snoke.
Just like that pops up tomorrow. No. So yeah, okay. That said, this is how I feel about the story. I agree that they definitely they cherry picked from different movies of the Star Wars world universe, and I would have to say to that point, the thing I do love about the story beats is usually either a plan goes really well, or it's a trap, right? I was actually thrown off. I didn't know where some of these scenes were going. Like the big ones that fucking the Emperor or whatever, Snooky Cookie, got fucking Snooky Cookie.
That fat chick from the Jersey Shore.
Snooky, got sliced in half. I don't think anyone saw that shit coming. That threw me off. That was like, wait, but we were going to
counterpoint.
We're going to learn about this guy.
We were going to learn about this guy. The
He's
fact
supposed
that
to be all powerful.
Yeah, they didn't expand
Supposedly.
him on. He's just a guy who knows the dark side, and
He's just a dude that got in a club by paying $20.
Yeah. He's
to be in the dark
Yo,
side.
I'm in the club, man.
Sith, man.
Shit, give me a red guard. Yeah, he was a throwaway character where they built him up in the first
was.
movie, and I felt cheated on that one too.
I enjoy that though, that we got cheated. I enjoy that we got tricked. I enjoyed that
I don't enjoy being tricked.
I don't enjoy things when they're not the way I want them.
No, it's not that. I felt that was lazy. Look, I like that he took him out, and I like that you went one way with Ben Skywalker, and then it took a change on that side, and then it was a misdirection. But then he also kept going on his own dark path too.
Yeah,
but you have to give that character. He was a main character that brought back the Empire, and you have to have some backstory on that. And I can understand if they're
supposedly, we don't even know. Yeah, we don't even know.
We don't know, but I think you can't just take a character. I feel like you can't just take a character and then kill it off like that in a continuation of a story.
Right.
So I'm just saying, Goldilocks flees the three bears. I mean, they come up with a new Goldilocks that gets trapped by a new bunch of bears. You're gonna wonder what happened to the old bears. How did this bear trick the old bears? It's a bad example.
Taxes.
It's sexist. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. It's like I can totally agree with that. But like in the first one, The Force Awakens, do we know anything about him anyways? Like was it like he was just a hologram? He was just like a
No, but you didn't need to because it was okay. You have a new darkness that's just like an overwhelming, just like
and this is a
kind of
reboot
nothing.
for the new generation of Star Wars. Basically. Yeah.
But the fact that it's like in the first one, okay, if he was he was supposed to be the Emperor. Well, the first story was an original story. You have the Emperor. You can just take for granted that the Emperor, he was just a wrinkly old white guy. Oh my God, he's a Republican. You could just take it that this guy was just this old evil darkness, and he's
been around forever.
And he came into power. You don't really need that much of a backstory for him.
But you got with the prequels, you got more than enough of the prequels.
I'm not talking about that. We will not talk about that.
Jim, we're not just don't walk away from me.
But now that you're using that universe. And you're now expanding on that universe. You need to say there's some filler that needs to be. Like you can't just be like, and the Empire came back again, and there's another bad guy who's old and wrinkly, and you don't need to know about him. It's just a big bad guy. It's like, no, we do need to know about him because the good guys won. How did the good guys lose between the 6th and the 7th? Like the fucking
this goes into how Disney's going to do it. This is the structure of how Disney's going to do its movies now because
that's how I see it.
This is what's going to happen. Now he's dead, and all the fans are going like, what happened? We got to know about him. They're going to probably have a fucking standalone movie about his whole goddamn life, and it's like
comic books and
something,
and
something.
Look,
that's Star Wars canon.
If you're leaning on that to be your like, it's okay that they didn't expand upon it because there will be other stories that expand upon it.
Yeah,
that's just. I feel like you're robbing yourself of A, money, and B, like, why would you have to make up the story later on? You can't just be told.
I don't know. It's like with that character. We'll jump into why that doesn't bug me as much, but like I think
you're a better person than me. That's why it doesn't bug me as much.
Like I can see your points you're making, but for me, why that doesn't bug me. This is a good thing we get into is just seeing fucking Luke Skywalker come back and like you see Mark Hamill do an amazing performance.
Oh, Luke.
I love how I kind of love how this went against the grain. Where like people were expecting like, oh my God, Luke Skywalker, he's gonna be that positive.
No, he's a limp dick old man.
He's a grumpy curmudgeon who lives in a goddamn like
penguin village
fish heap.
Yeah.
Fucking like
I'm glad I'm glad the porgs didn't bother me as much as any like
they buttered you?
They didn't butter me at all. I gave them margarine, they just walked away. They didn't bother me. Like I was expecting them to be the new teddy bears.
I was expecting to be the new fucking
Ewoks.
Jar Jar.
That too.
I got fucking terrified.
Well, that's what I was worried about. Yeah, but that they would just take over, and they didn't. Take over.
But our friend Kate told us a really cool story about that. Why there were so many porgs on that island?
Yeah, the puffins. There were puffins all over, so they just like
digitally cover them up with the goddamn porgs.
It's fucking smart. Yeah.
I mean, of course, Disney has that kind of money to change birds into other creatures,
into like giant, like spider-eyed, fucking like cute machines.
It's
cash machines. That's what I should be saying. Yeah.
But okay, so going back to fucking Luke Skywalker, I enjoyed the fuck out of that moment where she, the whole fucking cock tease in the first place, where it's like, here's
don't put it like that.
the
where she's holding his cock and he just throws it over his shoulder.
She gives him. So the first Force Awakens, we see that moment where it's like, oh, here it comes, baby, here it goes. We're gonna find out what happens. And they cut it, and it's like, the fuck just happened?
Oh.
And then they start back up with, here's a lightsaber, and it's like, we've been waiting for such a long time. Mm-hmm. He takes it and fucking throws it over his shoulder. And
that was funny. Yes.
I thought that was great. Mm-hmm. He's seen a lot of shit in his lifetime to make him that kind of like disturbed. He's just like, he's grumpy. He's alone. He can't live with himself anymore because the story we find out why he's grumpy was kind of like, eh. It's like,
but to
really?
See that he's that broken and that he pulls himself away from everything and just wants to die is just like, well, that's.
But here's another plot hole that you remind me of. That I have to agree with you. Okay, for a guy who doesn't want to be found, why the fuck is there a map of how to find him?
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like, why? If you don't want to be found,
it was an emo kid move. It's just like, don't find me, Mom.
Here's a map.
I'm gonna be in my room. Yeah,
you find me at my friend's house.
Yeah, he's like, if you do a lot of sleuthing and just check my Facebook, you'll know where I am.
About me. Come on,
just leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
I don't like the Force.
Can we have chicken tonight for dinner, Mom? But like, yeah, it's I again just seeing Mark Hamill. It's been such a long time, and he's been such a big part of my life. With like Luke Skywalker, the Joker.
Sure.
I just enjoy seeing him not as the Luke that we remember him back in the originals, of him being like, oh boy, gee golly.
Look, I didn't want him to come in and just be a badass. I mean, I like the idea of him closing himself off from the Force because of his mistakes.
Like a goddamn monk.
But the way that they made him portray it as just like he's just frightened every 5 steps. And
would you say he's frightened though, or would you say he just doesn't want to deal with this?
If he was
sucking on a nipple. I don't think he was frightened about anything.
Yeah, he
Blue
sucked
milk,
off a
that weird
space cow. Yeah.
Moment. That weird
fucking
moment.
Blue milk. Actually, that's a tie-in from New Hope. So, so they don't have an original bone in their body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nostalgia.
If he was grumpy and he's like, I've just come here to die. If he's
You're
resolved
thinking, like,
to
why
die,
did you just kill yourself then? Like that kind of thing. Like,
yeah, like there's no tenant in this Force that says like if I kill myself, yeah,
I can't make
suicide.
it-
He
I
doesn't
can't make
go
the
to the Force
lightsaber
Ghost.
heaven.
Yeah. Like it is, yeah. So, but he's just like, oh, because I was scared, and I was like, oh shucks, I'm sad. He's sad. He wasn't grumpy.
yeah.
He wasn't resolved. He wasn't like, I've come here to die. He's like, I came here to die.
Yeah.
Meh. So I didn't like where they were coming with that, and I also didn't like Puppet Yoda.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I dug Yoda.
I dug the idea that they used it. It didn't look good because everything is just so high definition.
It was a cross between. I found out they used the original puppet, but they modified the face with CGI because they were trying to find a balance between the prequels.
They
and
modified the
Star
face?
Wars. Yeah. It's
Not much.
Not much, but they made. That's why it looked kind of glowy and fucking weird. Because it looked like the original puppet, but it looked like they put the puppet in like a drawer for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
And like put butter in that drawer and it melted and it got like all over the face.
They're just like, oh, we gotta fucking use this
shit,
again.
Yoda, shit. They're trying to like brush it off, like fuck. But I enjoy how Yoda's back, and it was the same dynamic they had with the first movies, where Skywalker wasn't really listening to what Yoda had to say. He was never
Which is
never
fine,
attention.
but again,
Which is great,
I don't think I didn't really even need to see Yoda. I felt like it was
I
a
had to see
cute.
Yoda.
I didn't need it because it's like
some Yoda.
He should have. I felt he could have been a standalone in that old universe. He didn't need hey guys, remember Yoda, which again, it's like a 12-year-old wrote this, like, oh, we'll put Yoda in there, and he'll come and he'll hit Luke, and it's just like
I mean,
the old
let's
time.
face it, Disney's trying to hit all the corners and get everyone together, the young, the old, everybody.
Which is not how you tell a story. You can't just make everybody happy, which
Yeah,
is why it's a
but-
bad movie.
That's what's happening these days.
Oh, it's just okay.
I'm going with the ride here because like
I'm trying to.
I know. I just had to like
I'm falling out of the carriage, Jim.
I
Pull me back in.
try. I think here's the thing. I think growing up, I think you were actually more of a Star Wars fan than I was. I will definitely say that because I think
Really?
I think you were, because growing up I had Star Trek and Star Wars. I like both of them, but I feel like Star Trek was kind of leaning towards that growing up a little bit.
Oh.
Because my family was not like, oh, fucking lightsabers. Remember, that shit never happened.
Yeah, that was Star Wars, and we didn't have Star Trek. No.
Yeah, see, like none of this stuff happened. So I'm very familiar with the universe. I know, like I watched the films growing up a bunch of times, but like I just feel like at this point in my life, I'm fine with them trying to do what they need to do for the new generation.
Sure, I like.
But they at least gave me my taste of like, well, at least give me my guys. Oh, cool, Luke's back. Okay, cool, awesome. Hey, Yoda's back. All right.
Yeah.
And Yoda didn't pop in right away and go, ooga booga. Hey guys, like he was more like behind the scenes shot, and then like over the shoulder. Cool little introduction. He's gone. He's do what you gotta do. It helps.
But do you
Luke's
think that when
character.
he was like when Luke was secluded, he wouldn't like Yoda didn't come in and be like, "Oh, come on, quit being a bitch."
There was no
like
need.
it took that time. It took that need for him, even after Ben Skywalker like wrecked shit and became Kylo Ren.
Like you think
Yoda didn't come in and be like, "Oh, come on."
Well, because the
here's
time
some
wasn't-
cocoa. Come on.
because the time wasn't right, because there had to be a spot in the story where like there was a definite moment he needed to get off his ass and start to do some shit.
So
'Cause
the
Rey-
appearance of Rey is
Yeah.
what motivated the Yoda spirit to
Yoda
come
ghost,
back. Yeah.
Yoda ghost.
Okay.
Because if that happened earlier, then yeah, of course Luke probably would have died.
Okay, but what about that Sonic zone that they went to? Casino Bite.
Oh, we can both agree on that. That
Motherfuck
thing can eat my dick.
that.
That
Yeah.
can fucking go to hell.
It was so prequely. It was gross.
I don't know what they and we both talked about this. This was like over fucking hitting the audience over the head with like, hey, social commentary. The rich are winning. Like the 1%. Like,
And don't
it's like,
beat animals. And kids don't beat them either.
Oh fuck. Okay, so we're definitely gonna dive into a lot of agreement on a lot of hateful moments.
Yeah, and
because the fucking kids at the end, like,
Yeah.
and fucking Mop Boy. What the fuck's up with Mop Boy?
It's like, oh, he's a Jedi too. It's like, yeah, we don't need.
You didn't have to.
We
That's
know
the
they're
couple-
force sensitives no matter what.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's-
calm the fuck down.
There's a lot of things the director definitely did not have to do at all. Like visual, it's like show me. It's like don't show
Benicio
me
del Toro
everything.
didn't even just show up at all. He could have been a flash drive.
He could have.
I keep saying that.
He was a flash drive.
He was a flash drive that had
That's
Tourette's.
another thing. I did not.
For fuck's sake.
Oh God, yeah. I didn't care for his character. I didn't care for the quote unquote love story they
The
forced.
romance.
Like
yeah.
it's like
her only other acting thing was from Comedy Bang Bang.
what are you talking about?
The Rose character.
Really?
She started off as an actor on Comedy Bang Bang, and then she left. And like Scott Aukerman was talking to Paul F. Tompkins recently. He's like, "Oh yeah, we couldn't get her back. They were joking and they were joking together like, oh, she's in London. She's probably working on the new Star Wars." And it turned out she was the new
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Look, I'm not against another love story, but it's just
I
like
am.
it was so
There was no need.
ham. Yeah, ham-fisted
I
in there.
seriously feel like the writers came up to the director and go like, "Hey, so that part where like Finn's about to die, we have to have a kiss right after it." No, I don't think we have time.
She has to save him for no reason, by the way.
Yeah, save him. Like, because
I mean,
because that's what friends do.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
even
what
though
friends
her
do.
sister died valiantly, and she, as a character, would
But
have
fuck that shit.
she would have liked to see another character die for a
sacrifice like
good.
that,
Yeah, but no, she's all about the dick.
That kiss was so fucking forced.
It was.
That was the
hurt.
Force Awakens.
Good.
Shrackity-doo.
Oh, Weinstein.
Make him kiss.
Make 'em kiss.
Yeah.
He's the one that wrote that. I want that kid and that girl to kiss.
Oh, and the biggest elephant in the room, they didn't kill
What?
Leia. Leia's alive.
I have no idea what they're gonna do.
Good luck.
I don't know what they're gonna do because that's another thing. That was a weird moment too because I think everyone was thinking of like we knew Carrie Fisher. We knew she died.
That might have been the biggest troll
That
joke.
was such a joke.
Is that everyone's
'Cause
like,
of course-
oh, there it
of
is,
course-
and they were all getting welled up,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
she like saves herself,
And
and you're
it's
like, what?
Wonder Woman, go! Flies back, and it's like the shit. And then I love how she floats back, and everyone else is like, "Are we gonna ignore this shit? She just flew through space. We're gonna okay, get her to the bed. She's gonna be fine."
I forgot she has superpowers too. Yeah.
But I do enjoy. Okay, the one thing I do enjoy about it is though, in the old ones, Yoda did say, "There's another." That's cool.
And
Okay,
of course, she
respect
would
to
be
that.
training a little bit. She would have talked to Luke and be, "Hey, Luke, show me how to do that thing with the."
You know, think like if I got blown into space, how do I get back to the ship? Can you teach
That's
me-
the one thing
that
she wanted
one
to know.
that one trick she knows. Let me just.
Lift your rocks, lift R2. I don't give a
I
fuck.
don't give a fuck, but I want to do something with my hand.
If I go into space, can I come back?
they're gonna blow me out in the fucking air duct. Let me just fucking.
Like, I'm gonna get old and cranky, and they're gonna try
It's
and
gonna
blow
be
me the fuck out of the
crazy.
ship.
It's crazy. But yeah, now I'm curious. Like, I really hope they don't have to rely on CGI to like recreate her. You know what I mean?
You know what would be probably what they're gonna do is
What?
in the opening credit of the next one, you're just like, and Leia died for no fucking reason. There's like they're that
She
lazy.
got, like, there was like a
There was space
a trap
AIDS.
happened. Space AIDS.
Yeah.
I have space AIDS.
Look, you try to fuck 3PO for so long.
Again, I have space AIDS.
Oh yeah.
It was.
That was it was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think the whole audience, including me, was like, "Wait, what?" Like, because
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, here she goes, rest in peace, Princess Leia," and that's like, what?
like nuh-uh.
How are they gonna? And then of course, like Luke dies. It's like,
And then Luke fucking dies. And you're just like, oh, the one person we can't get to do reshoots. Okay. And Luke's death, look,
Okay, well, how do you
it was
feel? How do
cool,
you feel?
but I felt we needed his last lightsaber duel to be a fucking lightsaber duel.
Yeah, I don't. This is how I feel about it. I'm turning to Dan Harmon. I enjoyed that he's gotten to that point in his life where he doesn't have to rely on his lightsaber. You know what I mean? Like, he's figured out that like he's gotten to that stage where he's become a master, and that's why he passes away. Is because he finally achieved that enlightened. I don't have to use my lightsaber. I can outsmart him and not use a tool like a sword.
Yeah, but wasn't him facing down Kylo Ren to be his retribution, or like to be his
It was to
his
save
making
them
up?
time. It was just,
Yeah,
just
but
him trying to save the
it
team.
was just a cut, like save time. It wasn't gonna be like, listen, I can't. He didn't pull
this is
away
no longer
anything
his
from
fight.
Kylo. It's no longer his
So
fight.
that's why I think he didn't want to even, like, it's a family member. Why-
Maybe
it's like,
that's the closest you've given me a good reason for
I
it.
know.
It's not his fight.
Oh, I know.
Touche, you shit.
I know.
I don't know.
I do still agree
yeah.
that I don't like how Rey has ultimate power and she's only been training a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. From nobody, really. Like, because Luke didn't want to really teach her anything. So
And
it's
she has a
like,
broken lightsaber, and it's like, I'm not going to like Luke when he did training with Yoda
he
for
had
an
to fucking have
indeterminate
that
amount of
dude
time.
on, like, Luke should have gotten her back, and they
Yeah.
should have ran through the
And technically,
island.
in the deleted scenes of Return of the Jedi, he built his own lightsaber. Rey had 2 days of training,
all you
and
need.
now she's
It's
expected
boot
to know
camp.
how to know all that shit. And I'm going to tell you, they're going to lean on those books. those books that were bullshit
yeah.
that Yoda said, "Oh, just burn the fuckers." Like they're gonna lean on those and be like, "Oh, look, it says Master Luke, I can build this lightsaber using just spit and boogers." Yeah, okay.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's up to the writers to make whatever Star Wars canon is. Like they don't. It is.
But
like
also,
we have no control.
You can't just spoon feed this. Make it just so easy. Like the writing is just terrible. It's done by a 10-year-old. Like, and then she reads a book and she can make a lightsaber now. Like, but Luke. Luke didn't need it. He had have the experience. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of ham-fisted now.
It's a little rushed, if anything, because now they're starting to say that like these kids who are part of the Force are like X-Men. You know what I mean? Like they have mutant powers. You know what I'm saying? Because those kids can make up that fucking Broom Boy.
Yeah, Broom Boy.
Broom Boy can fucking. That's his name, Broom Boy. That's his, in the credits. I think it was Broom Boy or something like that. Broom Boy, Lord Broom Boy. Like he gets
Master Luke, Broom Boy.
It's the Dark Sith. Like he's the Dark.
Is that
Emperor,
the next 10? Like
yeah, he's
Broom Boy. Star Wars 10. Broom Boy.
Broom Boy returns.
Broom Boy returns.
Return of the Broom Boy. He
he loses his broom and he gets a dustpan. Like, no.
He's but it's true. It's like maybe. I don't know if it's just on they're rushing on time or they're just like, okay, I need to like
look. They made a good spy thriller in Rogue One. They proved that they could do a gritty.
What'd you think of Rogue One?
I thought it was brilliant.
Like Rogue One, yeah,
because it was a spy thriller done just in space. Space was incidental. You didn't have to even put the Star Wars universe. It could have just been a space. It could have just been a spy novel.
That's true.
And it was just the fact that they were in space.
It was just the rebels trying to blow up a base. Very simple in out kind of thing.
It could have been World War II. It could have been...
As a standalone movie, I do think that that was great. I mean, it wasn't one of those things where it feeling connection to any of the characters. I really didn't. I was just like,
no, you didn't.
Like even the robot who had a couple jokes. I'm like, robot.
Yeah, but
like,
I mean, it didn't like fall flat.
No, it didn't.
It felt like a standalone movie, right?
It did feel part of the universe. And
it felt universe.
It felt both.
Yeah, but it didn't need to like tie in. They didn't need to say the word.
Wasn't
Force.
Vader in the end of that? Vader was in that though, right?
I felt that they used Vader too much in that.
Yeah,
they could have just left it in the end. They didn't need the middle part where he's at the volcano and choking the guy.
The production design, the art was like really beautiful. It was really shot well,
gorgeous.
The color tones they picked for the outfits, everything was clean.
It was perfect.
Clean, great. Yeah,
cuts were good. I mean, it was tight, tight.
And yeah, and going back to the Last Jedi, it's like tight. It's tight. Like
that thing's loose.
The thing that I kind of wasn't too sure about, and I kind of like wished it didn't even show up in the first original movies, is when you know how like Luke has to go to that cave and that helmet that he fights a ghost or like a illusion of like Darth Vader and the head falls off.
Yep.
And his face is inside the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember Luke.
You mean when it stops the movie flat?
Yep. Yes. Mm-hmm. I remember the writers. I remember fucking George Lucas talking about how they just hated that scene. Everyone hated that scene.
Who kept it in then?
I have no idea. The editor, who I guess couldn't fucking listen. No, but the thing is, as I was like, well, I hope they don't have any one of those weird like finding myself scenes again. Oh, wait
a minute! There's a giant hole in the ground.
That Luke Skywalker. That's my fuckhole. Don't go to my fucklehole. I've been stuck on this island for a long time.
I love that. Yeah.
It's just we were talking about that over dinner with some friends about saying that's his fuckhole. Like Mark, like Luke Skywalker's been alone for a long time.
He's lonely. Those space cows
people
are only good. The fish people.
He's like Ray. Like even says like Ray, don't go next to that hole. Don't go next to that black hole. That's my fuckhole.
Smells kind of salty. Oh, that's the sea.
That's the sea.
Just the sea.
Yeah. Well, why? What's all these signs and what's all the tape? Don't go near my fuckhole. And then she falls into his fuckhole. It's a sex dungeon for the fish people. But they go into that hole, and then there's that weird fucking mirror thing.
Mm-hmm.
Show me my parents, and it's just her. It's like, wah, wah, it's a mirror.
Yeah, and it's
really
just like
long mirror.
They didn't even
no
say like, oh yeah, the dark side of the Force is a dick. Yeah.
I feel like the writers and the people doing the special effects is like, can we make some cool shot with mirrors? Yeah. Why? I don't know. It's like the same thing.
Because I have the app and I want to use it. Yeah. I paid 99 cents. Ryan Johnson.
It's funny too, just seeing how many fans were so pissed off about not having the payoffs they wanted, because like the scene where I do love because I heard the audience go like, oh, like come on.
Yep.
Because there's that moment where Ray and who's the God? I'm blanking right now. Chewbacca, damn Chewbacca. Kylo Ren's like, yeah, your parents were just like nobody.
Yeah. Yes.
But that's fine because in the prequels, Vader's parents, guess what, were poor nobodies either. Like, it was only in the original ones Luke Skywalker had somebody, and that was Vader as his parent.
Yeah.
So not every parent has to be like, oh, it's an emperor or it's someone with a special power.
Look,
They're just
we
heroin
were all
addicts who
expecting
sold
her
her.
to be his sister or to be his long. There were some speculations that she sounded British, so she could have been Obi-Wan's daughter.
Oh.
I was like, oh, that's interesting. Kind of dumb because he's asexual as fuck.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Just a Ken doll down there.
Yeah, he would hump R2 before he would like actually talk to a girl, but. Just R2 running out of the bad bedroom. Scum and villainy, Luke.
Sexual predators in galaxy far, far away.
I'm Weinstein Kenobi. Aww.
Oh, man.
Made myself sad again.
They did a really good balance with the nostalgia because like they knew people like me who got fucking soft about this shit. Like the part where Luke's like saying to 3PO like I'm not gonna do it, and then the "You're my only hope" comes out.
R2? Yeah.
I'm just like,
oh, you motherfucker.
yeah. I was like, oh, you fucking got me. Oh, that's fucking good, man. That kind of
You'd
stuff.
almost see R2 be like, oh, yeah, what about this bitch, huh?
You remember her?
Oh, you ain't tall now, man. I may be a robot. I can see that shit. Yeah.
I thought that was a good touch.
Yeah, it was cute.
I thought that was a good touch.
Yeah, it was.
And the funny thing is, I can tell you why. I forgot to tell you. It's the Emperor. You know why he died? You know why he got cut in half? Because the director just didn't care for him. He didn't care for him. The guy, the Snoot or whatever the fucking name is. The reason it got cut in half and ended so quickly is because the director decided immediately when he got the script that character needs to die. He didn't want that character in there.
Oh, so that's lazy too.
He said he just doesn't want to deal with it. He didn't. See
Okay, well, deal with it though.
Because he wanted to bring focus to Kylo Ren. He wanted Kylo Ren to be the main villain.
We'll just close the book on the first one though. Don't just rip the page out.
Oh, because he cut him in half. It's like ripping that.
Yeah. But hey, another good sci-fi movie, fucking Blade Runner.
Yeah,
we watched that.
We
one.
got to see. That's right. I forgot. See so much crap.
See that one we fucking loved. That was a painting in every scene.
And the funny thing is, we saw that really late. We saw that around like I think 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock or
10 o'clock, like 2 weeks after it.
It was on a weekday. We had to work in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, we were painfully falling asleep, but at the same time, we were putting our energy in because we wanted to fucking see this like movie.
And from the first scene to the last, it was just like, oh,
gorgeous.
You did it right.
And I think the actors, Ryan, I was at Ryan Reynolds or
I think Deadpool did a great job.
Did a great job.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling did a good job. Not like
we all
selling it.
Again, it was like the Heath Ledger for the Joker. When we heard Ryan Gosling, all of our eyebrows went.
Yeah,
what?
You're like what?
We're like, oh yeah, what
he's a good looking dude.
And Batista. Who knew that guy could act?
Love that dude. Like you said, he's a weird looking dude, so he works really well in sci-fi. You know, he works really well. I love how they gave him the tiniest little glasses, the round glasses.
Yeah, the fucking like Leon the professional glasses.
Yes, just miniaturized.
Yeah.
So big. Like that was great, and I love the story was great too because he was trying to more spoilers. He was trying to like find out like, am I a replicant? Am I actually a human?
Am I a real boy?
And that fucking trunk the dead body of someone's mother underneath that tree. Remember that?
I think it was Rachel.
Yeah. Rachel.
Batman's just in the background.
Batman got him this way. Where is she?
Yeah, that was, and it's again but that is a good use of previously made story, and then like that one went to a place I didn't expect it at all.
Yeah,
at fucking all.
Yeah.
And even from the beginning twist of her like being a replicant and having a kid, and you're just like, how the fuck did? And then they like twisted it again in the end. You're just like, oh fuck,
like,
yes.
Whoa. Yeah.
What?
And it was one of those things where, of course, like once you kind of get halfway, like, okay, I realize what's going on now. I get it. Like that's why Harrison Ford's in this. You know, like it all makes sense. I thought they did a really fucking good job on
the dog.
The dog. I mean, the CGI on that dog, amazing. No, when they brought the version of his wife back, remember? Like, perfectly. Like it looked just like her in the original movie.
Yeah.
Because all they did was they found someone who had her body type and then just CGI'd the face.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
It looked so real. And then he said that. I love that line where he's like, "What was it, the eyes or something?
Her eyes are green.
Her eyes are green."
And he just fucking shoots the thing in the head.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And I laughed out loud when he did that.
You did.
Because you hear everybody around going, oh, and I was like, that's how jaded I am. Oh, emotions.
Can't take Brad anywhere.
You can't.
That was, I thought, who was Jared Leto? Did really good. I think him and the director did a good job figuring out how to play this character.
Leto was creepy in this one.
Because he is creepy, period.
Yeah, well,
like,
yeah.
Good actor. probably another sexual predator.
If he's not,
I'd be
super
surprised.
surprised.
Yeah.
We just finds out he's like Tom Hanks in
I
real
would,
life.
I would
It's
have to
like,
apologize
what?
to him. That's how surprised I'd be. Like,
Yeah.
I have to go up to him.
Okay,
But,
the Joker wasn't.
They
that
did
bad.
They had a really good job with the fucking the eyes. Like I love how
Yeah.
he was blind and he had to use that machinery to let him see that hooked up to his neck.
Yeah,
Those
and
little
using
floating
all the
things.
little drones. That
And the floating things sound like weird, like routers booting up, like a weird bubbly, like beautiful.
It's fucking brilliant.
Because they got the original person who did the original art department. I think worked on this film as well.
That's why it does so well. Yeah.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
I hope they can leave it alone, but
yeah. Well, it did really well. So they're actually no, it didn't do well audience wise. It didn't do well, but it could
they're
be
gonna make it up back with I think.
They're like I like the cult following. I like how that's like because unlike Star Wars, Star Wars is getting almost out of control. I think because
Disney owns fucking everything.
That's another thing that happened while we're away. Disney now owns Fox.
Which I hope that when Mickey Mouse
terrified.
shows out on Fox and Friends, we could really see how racist that fucking company is.
I disagree.
We don't need to give them all those rights. I need some Russian prostitutes to pee on Goofy's bed.
I think Trump is trying. I think Trump is really trying.
Well,
I don't know about that. They're taking our guns away.
Cheers, I can't do a Donald Duck, but he's anti-Semitic too. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't want. I hope they, like you went to the Simpsons world in like Universal, right?
Yeah.
I need to get down
I
there
have
before
no
they
idea what
break
the fuck
that
they're
the fuck
gonna do,
down.
yeah.
Oh, they're taking that
It's
down.
gone already or something,
It's probably gone. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. But the funny thing is, oh my god! Again, the Simpsons predicted this was going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just
They're predicting a lot.
The writers that amazing? The writers are that amazing. They can predict.
They predicted
everything
Donald
20
Trump
years
being
later.
the fucking president too. It's fucking weird, man. The Simpsons.
That's
man.
going to be our new like Ouija board. Our new like.
So you can go to Tomorrowland and then go to Springfield and then go to Toontown, and it's just like what?
As long I'm fine. I'm fine with whoever owns whatever. Like having them own an umbrella. Like they're basically an umbrella corporation because they just everything. They own everything.
They're a monopoly.
But as long as they keep their goddamn storytelling methods out of all the movies, I'm fine. Because if you don't like Star Wars, just imagine everything else with that same structure. It's gonna suck ass.
Christ,
all the cartoons are the same. All the short films are gonna be the same. All the you know what I mean, like how they tell beats. So a little worried, I'd say.
Well, I'm worried also because I read something someone brought up on Reddit or online that just the fact that Disney has so many hands in the media now, and with hands in how the media also
What's a hands?
Your fucking hands. It has its fingers. Okay,
there we go.
All right, it has puppeteering abilities. It controls a lot of media and how people are like getting like. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. It has a lot of like control over what we're seeing now.
Yep.
And with the acquisition of Fox and whatnot, we all know Fox News bullshit. But there's also just regular like Fox Media, and there's also like Fox also owns a lot of newspapers. Fox.
They do.
And so it's like there's a level of shifting of the collective consciousness that could easily be done.
Right.
It's getting dark, man.
I know. I was just like, it was like
Blade Brother on the horizon, man. Replicants are coming.
Segue. It was a good segue.
Yeah. To the fucking FCC and
net neutrality. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot they even. Huh.
You and me. About that. You think Canada is that bad of a place? Because I'm starting to think Sneha got it right. Like
this could just be an episode of Black Mirror. It's just like the U.S. is like a simulation, and then like they walk out of like the simulation. It's like, oh, there is no Canada. It's just like a desert. Like, oh my god, we're in a fish tank.
I'll take it. I'll take the Canada desert any day.
Yeah, no, that was it. Wasn't really surprising though when they took over. I was like, Disney can own everything and anything.
Yeah,
powerful. Like when they took Marvel, I was like, there's no stopping these guys.
Yeah. But I never thought that I'd see Fox fall, especially like the Simpsons go to because they mocked each other back and forth as friendly banter. But I mean.
But then again,
now
Simpsons made fun of Fox too, so it's like
exactly.
They made fun of themselves, and Simpsons aren't around anymore, so it's it's fine. At least I'll have that locked up in my vault of like old episodes.
Yeah, until like from the Disney vault comes the Simpsons on
from the
like
Disney
platinum.
vault. Oh dear Lord, you're right.
Yes. Enjoy that re-release.
Fucking ears on the goddamn DVD
Mr.
covers.
Plow on like this with a Mickey Mouse head.
This is Steamboat Willie.
Yeah,
is the
Steamboat
Plow. Like, oh my god.
How fucking crazy, right? It's just a Mad Libs. That's what reality is. Mad Libs now.
I don't know what to do anymore. And also, we're waiting for. It's funny. It's funny. This week has been very interesting because my boss told me, he's like, I haven't been sleeping really well. I don't know what it is. My wife's not sleeping well. I was like, I'm not sleeping well either. And he's like, I don't know. Why are we all not sleeping well? I'm like, I don't know. It could have to do with the political climate and what's going on. You know,
it is
North Korea.
My therapist is saying like he's doing.
Therapist just taking therapy because he's.
No, yeah, he is. He's saying I'm doing triage from ever since that fucker has been into, and it's just been that and reality and just depression all over. He's just like, yeah, it's fucking rough, and I'm like, oh no, do tell.
It's like the rugs being like just pulled up below everybody here.
Yeah, he is very anti he doesn't really talk about politics. He's never talked about politics, but he's like that fucker Trump, and I'm like, oh shit, you're my therapist and you're getting angry. What the hell?
You're trying to get out the door.
Yeah,
I've locked it.
Okay. See you next Tuesday.
Would you say that I fucking flat earthers, motherfucker? Like just close the door on you.
He's one of them.
Just
by the way, Jim.
by the way, like,
yo, shit be crazy.
Tea break.
Shit be crazy. Yeah, you drink that tea.
It's
what kind of tea is that, by the way?
Just some green tea. I come back from for the holidays. Went back to the East Coast, and I got a little thicky. And I basically didn't do shit the whole week I was there.
Well, you were on a tube with recirculating air for how many hours? So yeah,
recirculating air and farts. That was my whole trip.
Yeah, no wonder you got sick.
But there's I'm just trying to get over it. But the funny thing is, talking like for Christmas, I was going back. My first flight, I mentioned a little bit of this to you already, but like my first layover was to Colorado, and I get off and I get on the next plane.
The Big Apple,
of the mountains. And I sit next to these two like surfer like broy girls and snowboarder, not surfer, snowboarder girls.
They'll find a way.
They'll find a way. And I'm standing there, and like halfway through the flight, like they have their headphones on, and I got like a cheeseburger or something, or like a small like crappy airline dinner special. It cost like way too much money, and it came with these chips. I didn't really want the chips, so I kind of leaned over and was like, "Oh, I don't want these chips. Do you want these chips?" And she turns. I wish I could show you visually, people, what this looked like, but she turns and she takes her headphones off very slowly and she goes, "Yeah." I go, "Do you want these chips?" And she goes, "You know what? Yeah." And then she goes, just eats them
in front of her friend.
In front of her friend, who I was kind of like wanted her friend to share with her, and she's just like, nope, just eats it, just gobbles it down.
This bitch knows what I'm about.
Fucking stoned out of her mind, man. It was hilarious. That made the flight just, oh god, bearable. It was great. What'd you do for Christmas? What'd you do for your...
Abso-fucking-lutely nothing.
Yeah.
I sat on my ass. Well, my sister and her family, they go up to his mom's place in Sacramento for Christmas Day. So it's kind of like me and my mom and my sister kind of just treat that as just a day off for all of us. So I just went out and just to the front and just family room and just watched TV. Just all day. It was old, like Jim Carrey's was all on TBS.
That's pretty cool.
And fucking watched a bunch of I just rewatched a bunch of Mystery Science Theaters and just ate shit.
Ate shit and died.
Ate shit, I died.
Man, that's cool. That's not. I dig. Like that's basically what we did. Where just watched.
We're old. That's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Don't move.
I'm trying to catch up. Did I tell you how like I don't see my sister? Like it takes like a year to see my sister. Like I see her every year, but like there's that gap of time. And
we see her in November.
Yeah, like once in a while with that, but like when it's like Christmas time, we started the tradition of trying to watch one season of Boardwalk Empire, and we're still not done with it. So like I'll see her.
Why that show?
I don't know, because we never saw it, and we got started getting into it like years ago. And then like every time I'll watch like 3 episodes, it's like, well, see you another year. Hopefully you can finish the season. And so right now we're 5 episodes into like the 3rd season. We still have like 1 more season to go.
Actually, I'm more impressed that that's how far you guys got.
And we haven't seen any spoilers yet.
Then how incredulous it is that you're trying to get through a series.
Just trying to finish
every time it's just yearly. 1 episode yearly.
But it's great. It's great because we never like broke that. So she never watched any episodes before me. I never saw episodes. I want to watch it, but like I want to see my sister.
You two should have done a podcast called Board Talk Empire. Just fucking Chris.
I wonder what's going to happen next. I don't know. We haven't seen it.
Yeah. Like just Hardwick style. Like They're like, okay, we're back. It's Christmas time,
It's
and
Talking
we're
Boardwalk.
on episode 3 now. I was like, fuck.
It's good. And how was your New Year's, man? What'd you do for New Year's?
I tried to go to a house party. You were sick.
I was invited. I got sick. Yep. Still sick from the Xmas.
Yeah. I tried to go to a house party, and I got there, and within 30 minutes, my mom was watching. Okay, I'm a bad storyteller. So I was invited to a house party. Jim, you were sick.
Yep.
And so that night, my mom was watching the girls from my sister and her husband. So I left them at the house, and everything was cool. And so I drive over to my friend's new place, and I don't know anybody there. And I'm just like, oh shit! You get that? You just walk in, and you're like, oh, I know you two who are hosting, and all you motherfuckers are new.
You?
Yeah.
And who are you? And who are you?
And so I'm like, all right, you know what? In my head, I'm like, you know what? Just fucking man up. Just meet these new
Man
people.
up.
Yeah. Make some friends. For
Eye contact.
fuck's sake.
Eye contact. Don't yell. Don't yell.
But then within like 30 minutes, I'm starting to feel the groove, and then my phone rings, and just
God.
hell breaks loose at my house.
Hey, so how's everything? Everything's on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just like, okay, I know this sounds stupid and weird. I gotta go. I just got a call, and shit's going crazy at the house. And so I peaced out, and I get back home, and it just, the dog, I get in the door, and my mom was like, the dog got loose. The baby has a bloody mouth from falling down, and the older one's crying, and I'm like, what the fuck? I just left you guys. Like, they were all sitting down on the couch.
Someone's hanging from like a propeller on the ceiling.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
What the shit?
It's just like there's a fire just everywhere.
In the
just
trash.
Like, yeah. Just like there's a new guy just like fuck. It was bad.
It was bad.
It was
It's
bad.
just bad.
Yeah, it was
It's
a bad
just bad.
time. And so the New Year's Day, after that night, New Year's Day, I just vegged the fuck out. I didn't even move. Ripley was just sitting on my bed, and we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, another day, man.
Another day, right, Dad. Another day.
Yeah, we both light up a cigarette and just went into flavor country.
Their dog said, "You got any weed?" A lot cooler if you did.
My dog became McConaughey for a second.
Hey, just morphed into
Hey
it.
man, I like it. You got a chew toy. It'd be cooler if you did. Yeah.
And then started driving in a car for some reason and talking about nothingness.
I mentioned I bought a Lincoln. Woof woof.
All right. That was cool. That for New Year's, since I was sick, we decided to. It's been weird because I've only been on the West Coast for New Year's like once or twice. I think once actually. The rest of it has been on the East Coast. So I keep forgetting that. Of course, you guys don't watch the ball drop in New York City because it's the different time zones.
Oh, we do.
You
we
do.
just don't give a fuck.
Oh, really? Yeah. The West Coaster. We don't give a fuck.
No, my mom really loves watching the ball drop.
It's
and
great.
I don't like it.
But it doesn't make
boring
sense for
as
you
shit.
guys because it's not the time though. It's a different. But then again,
it's in our time zone. It's a repeat. That's
true.
TV shows like have a steady like staircase of like repeating it on the same time as us.
That's
Jim.
the thing though. Like
Yeah.
I didn't.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. I don't know what you
Jimbo
people
Shanks.
do.
Oh.
I thought you rednecks just like to. I just talked down.
Those
You know?
redneck
I thought you
Californians
hicks just like to fucking I don't know, touch each other and go to the desert. I don't fucking. But
we do.
yeah, it's true. It's
Weinstein.
It was cool because I mean, being sick wasn't cool, but like sitting here and we decided to watch we started to watch the new season of Black Mirror, which is great, by the way. We gotta watch it.
I thought you were going to say America's funniest home videos. Just like, you're starting with the Saget years.
Oh, boing. Oh, he got hit in the groin. Don't get me in the groin. Yeah, we watched that. We watched Black Mirror, and then when it started,
Why is the mirror got to be black, Jim?
why is it not African American mirror? What the fuck's wrong with you,
Weinstein.
So we were watching Black Mirror, and the first episode was so fucking good. If anyone's seen the first episode of the season 4,
Don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. It's amazing. Does
the mirror start off white?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Weinstein. And then like when it started to get around 12, I started to panic. I was like, okay, we got to watch the ball draw. What do we do? I was like, I forgot. I was like, I forgot.
Did Diana roll her eyes at you?
Well, she's like, we could watch. And then I realized, you people like to watch things that are like, there's that Cron, that's like the local news thing for the Bay Area where they show.
Oh, my mom does like the fireworks over San Francisco, and I'm like, you fucking nerd.
And I was like, okay, this is very interesting. And then I love how. Again, I was very judgy. I'm very judgy of the whole thing because
you kind of are.
You got
to have your ball dropping.
I got to have my New York City. I got to have Sinatra. I got to have the ball drop. I got to have confetti. And then you have Kron,
ugly people kissing.
Really ugly people kissing. And you have, and then Kron, you have the local news thing, and these people who are just, they're news anchors for like car commercials and like small shows, small things like Newsflash. Someone left Diet Coke in the sun, like some bullshit like that. And then you have these people who are trying to pull it together.
They left Diet Coke in the sun?
They did. It's a tragic story.
I want to know. Where?
That's what started the Amber Alert. Anyways, there was.
So they were like introducing it.
They were
doing the
introducing
shitty
it,
small
and
banter.
they were fucking up every left and right. They were like, see, the guy was like, okay, back to, oh, we're not ready yet. Okay, so we're just gonna stand here, and me just sitting being judgeful, like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
God damn it, Ken!
Pull your shit together. Bring Seacrest out, like this bullshit like that. I'm just on my high horse.
We don't have the budget.
Yeah, basically. And then there's a moment where they go to the crowd. It's like going back to the crowd. And this guy's like, he has his goofy like New Year's Eve glasses on. They're blinking. He's like, oh, okay. Well, it's getting wild down here. As
just
you can
by
see.
himself.
He was.
No!
The camera panned around, and there's this little kid. There's this little Hispanic kid, and it's like, hey, so how you doing, kid? Good. And like, there's no banter.
Oh,
and
no.
He's like, so you here with your family? Yeah. And then the guy's like, oh, what? And he's like laughing because he's like,
you're giving me nothing,
fuck,
kid.
You're giving me nothing. And he's like, you hear your family? Yeah, they're right here. And he's like,
they're all just like eating at a taco. They're like, what?
like,
Don't talk to my kid.
Yeah, good. Don't talk. But
Fucking
it's like
glasses away from me.
He goes, and that's your family? He's like, yeah. Okay, back to you. And like he just like, and then he goes back to the other reporters who are just don't know what to talk about. And then finally,
They were relying on the kid to vamp a little
yeah,
longer.
like the kid was going to save their whole show. And finally, the fireworks went off, and I thought it was like super cool. And I was like, okay, this is.
Oh, that day your heart grew 3 sizes.
Yeah.
That gym down in Jimville, the tall and the small.
I can hear them with their blue hunks and their hunker hunks and like their foodle things
and their chapless ass.
That's trying to think of Folsom stuff. Yeah. And it was cool.
All the men will be kissing, all the women be caressing.
And their
the balls will be dropping.
Their bingle bongles and their dingle dongles. All smooching.
They will all be undressing.
No one is impressing. But like that,
just grabbing Diana like the dog. They came without pants. They came without shirts. Looking at them kissing, it makes my eyes hurt.
It was
you're an awful person, Jim.
It was just like that. That's exactly what happened. But I opened the window and I was like, oh cool, all right, this is fine. And I finally felt like, okay, I can finally have my a normal New Year's here while I'm sick on the West Coast.
Feel cathartic that you're just like, yeah, I got a New Year's.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. That's a sweet. I don't know how to deal with that because it's so nice and heartwarming, Jim.
Send me bitching about.
I need to say something.
Low production.
Yes, I need to say something awful just to like counterbalance it. But
you should.
Weinstein. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Oh, this feels good.
This is good, man.
I needed this. We needed this.
I think we got most of it. We'll see you in another 5 years.
Another 5 years. That's
5
a
months.
date.
That's a date. Hey, Brad, you want these chips?
You know what? No.
Ciao.